Good morning, everybody. I woke up with a terrible cold, so I'm all stuffed up in my head, and I may cough a little, but I'm going to try to mute the microphone before I do. Found this little gem, wanted to kind of continue the conversation about Chris Proudfoot from yesterday, and so I wanted to play this clip. And the reason, so it's from a channel, Nin X. It's NNEJENNX. All right, so she clipped it. She's got it up on her channel. I invite you all to go over and subscribe and listen to some of her videos. She's got a lot of different clips, but I don't know. I missed this. Um, I remember the conversation. It was on, now this particular conversation was on Queen Bee, but they were talking about what had happened on Elevated Truth, where Chris had come up on panel. He was so angry about Elevated Truth, talking about Chris's truck being caught up in the internet sweep that they did. And he says something that just is dripping with unchecked narcissism. Now, I'm not saying that he is a narcissist. I'm not saying he has narcissistic personality disorder, but the statement is one that is very consistent with a narcissistic type of frame of mind of, I'm all knowing, I'm all powerful, I can lord over anyone, and I'll do damn well what I want. And I think the important I think the important part of that is that for anyone to, if you think about Lori Vallow, it took an incredible amount of narcissism for her to believe that she could disappear two children off the face of the planet and no one would notice. The delusions of ultimate power and control, right? And is that what we're hearing in this clip with Christopher Proudfoot?
Sure did. They brought in that little sniffer machine thingy, hooked up and looked at everything within the past 30 days of every signal in that area. Because that's how they were like, well, there's two signals that are unsecured. I'm like, no, they're not. They were like, well, this one here says it is. And I said, you can log into it, but you ain't gonna get into it. And they said, well, it's unlocked. I said, try. And they tried. And I said, you're not gonna get into it. And they were like, why? Because that's my truck, and I'm the only one with that password. And they were like, oh. I'm like, exactly.
You're so tough, Chris. Really.
Yes, ma'am, they did.
I just don't.
Sure
I
did. They
I
brought in
just
that little sniffer machine thingy, hooked up and looked at everything within the past 30 days of every signal in that area. Because that's how they were like, well, there's two signals that are unsecured. I'm like, no, they're not. They were like, well, this one here says it is. And I said, you can log into it, but you ain't gonna get into it. And they said, well, it's unlocked. I said, try. And they tried. And I said, you're not gonna get into it. And they were like, why? Because that's my truck, and I'm the only one with that password. And they were like, oh. I'm like, exactly.
you see how special Chris is? Can you hear in his voice how he schools the FBI? That he thinks that he's the smartest person around. And it's not a quiet assurance of knowledge, right? Like there are people that know extraordinary things. They don't run around bragging about what they know. Chris is just vomiting his narcissism everywhere. He just says these, he drops these little nuggets of information, and then at the end, he's like, yeah, exactly, because I'm Chris. And I need a theme song because I'm Chris. No, you don't need a theme song, Chris. You need some help. You need some real help because by the way you talk, it sounds like you've maybe hurt some people. It is he is a very curious, worrisome fellow, really. Um Also, I've made a decision. I'm going to go ahead and do play part of the live that he did yesterday. Um but it's not going to be put up on, it's not going to be just open on the channel like I usually do. I'm going to make it only available to members because a lot of people don't want to hear stuff like that. So, I think I think I have a section that is $1. But if I don't, I'll fix that. So when I get ready to put the video up, I'll change it down to where if you want to join for $1, you can. But other people have it to listen to, right? But I don't want, there's I'm getting so many emails. People are saying, please play it, please comment on it, please break it down. Ugh, even when I'm sitting here saying it out loud that I'm gonna do it, I think, yuck. It's just obscene. Um, I'll try. I'll try to do a video on it and see if I can. Maybe I can find a way to bleep out some of what he says without losing the context. Um, anyway, y'all have a wonderful day. I'm having a really hard time controlling my urge to cough. So I'm going to go ahead and this will be it. I hope you guys have a really, really wonderful day.